Home sweet home. There's no place like home. Home is where the heart is. We have countless phrases that remind us homes are important. This is something that I've learned firsthand because I've been building them my whole adult life. I put bread on the table and money in the bank by building thousands of houses all across Delaware. While I worked hard and gave it my all, this work was a job. It was not a calling. Like many of you, helping the people of Israel is my calling. I did not want just to build houses. I wanted to build homes. And that is why I started the JNF Housing Fund. One day, the Jewish state called on me to use my knowledge of building homes to build our homeland. Literally, Russell Robinson called me in 2008. He asked me if I could help the Jewish National Fund finance community development in Israel. Now, this was during the recession, when I acutely felt the need to do something to help people. I've been involved with JNF at a local level for years, but this was the ultimate call to action. See, Israelis face major challenges when it comes to housing. Most have to put down at least 40% deposit for their mortgage. The majority live in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem with sky-high prices that continue to skyrocket. Parents reach into their pension funds to help their children. It's not sustainable. JNF is fixing the problem. See, the housing fund is a revolving fund. It gets paid back by the communities we assist. We provide the capital that communities lack so they can develop the infrastructure for new housing, and home buyers can start building their dream. Jewish National Fund is audacious. We take chances that government or businesses can't take or won't take. Our loan program says to a community, JNF has your back. Now go build. We dream big. We have big ideas and find grand solutions. Kibbutz Nahal Oz is one of the most heart-wrenching examples of why Israelis need Jewish National Fund. Now, this is a beautiful kibbutz. It's green and lush and picturesque with scenic views, but it is half a mile from the Gaza border. After the war with Gaza, during Operation Protective Edge, the kibbutz was hurting. They needed us more than ever. They needed our support. We said, of course. They would get whatever they needed to keep their kibbutz growing and thriving. And it worked. Despite the danger, just a few kilometers on the other side of the border, dozens of families have moved there. It's all-inspiring to see these investments, our philanthropic dollars, work. To see communities that were on the brink of folding today growing and thriving. We accomplish what others don't, what others won't. So tomorrow, our children will never say, we can't. Every project we build is seen through from start to finish. When we created a world-class medical complex in Sapir, a growing community in the south along the border with Jordan, the Housing Fund also built 5 houses for doctors to live in. Now, these are doctors. They're going to pay us back. But without a first-class housing opportunity for their families, recruiting doctors to this isolated region was a challenge. Now there is an incentive, and these doctors have the opportunity to have the kind of homes their colleagues in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem could only dream of. At Jewish National Fund, we always say, we can. Teddy Roosevelt said, believe you can, and you're halfway there. It's so true. When I visit Israel, I see faces, the individuals and families whose lives all of us have changed. The first community we helped to grow is Kibbutz Yahel, which was founded by a group of young Americans and South African Jews around 40 years ago. Now, when they first settled in this hot, unforgiving desert of the Arva, they lived in tents, and they planted date trees. See, date trees take 7 years to produce fruit. These were 20-year-olds from US and Africa who were true pioneers, Zionists, literally building their community from the ground up, putting down roots for the long term, for their children yet unborn. But once these men and women raised their children did not want to live the lifestyle of a kibbutznik. So we built the infrastructure for 50 housing sites next to the kibbutz so that these children, who now have children of their own, can live the modern lives they desire. The early Zionists built up 20% of Israel, the triangle in the center of the country between Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Haifa. And they did it the hard way. They fought tooth and nail with blood, sweat, and tears. It's really amazing. But the work is not done. There's another 80% of the country to develop, and it's our job to do this work. We are building housing sites in communities all over Israel, in the Negev and in the Galil, near Gaza, the Jordanian border, and near the border with Lebanon. We are building these sites for doctors, for farmers, for tour guides, for artists, for teachers, scientists, lawyers, accountants, and more. Buckminster Fuller, the renowned American architect, said the best way to predict the future is to design it. Let's help design Israel's future. Let's build a homeland. Now, I have built more than 2,200 houses in the US, but I didn't feel like I built anything of true permanence until I started the JNF Housing Fund. And now I build homes. I build lives, and together we are making dreams come true.